moving abroad is not an easy thing to do. And some people manage to make it happen, while other people are still dreaming about it and pining about it and struggling to make it happen. So what's the difference? What's the difference in these two types of people? Well, stay tuned because I am going to talk about 5 different behaviors that allow people to make a move abroad successfully. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you are already a subscriber, thank you. If you're new here, welcome. And if you enjoy content about moving abroad, life in France, or finding the confidence and courage to live life on your terms, then this is your channel. Be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell. I'm Patricia Brooks, and in 2018, I found the confidence and courage to quit my job and move to the south of France, not knowing how I was going to be able to sustain myself here financially long term. But while it was a scary thing for me to do, it was exhilarating at the same time. And I've learned so much about myself and about life. And in the process, I have built my own business to help women who want to make a move abroad confidently and sustainably. And in that process, I've learned a lot about what makes somebody successful and in moving abroad and what makes it more challenging for people to move abroad. And so I wanted to talk about the qualities or characteristics of the kinds of people who move abroad confidently and sustainably. All right. So first off, people who struggle to make a move abroad can be influenced by what other people say. So for example, there are people who have been wanting to move to a certain country for a long time. Maybe it's been a childhood dream of theirs to live in this foreign country. And they'll talk about that and they'll say, oh yeah, this is where I'm supposed to be. And then in the next breath, they'll say, but they smoke a lot there, or there's a lot of dog poop on the street there, or whatever the thing is or the things are that they don't like about that country. They may have heard other people talking about these things that might not be so positive, and they started to take them on and believe them and feel like, oh yeah, that's something that would bother me if I moved there. And so they're sending out this mixed signal to the universe. So while they might be taking a step forward and negating, their dream by saying, oh yeah, but there's this problem with the country, or there's that problem with the country, it doesn't really allow a lot of momentum to happen. And it slows down progress. And it allows them to stay in this kind of circular place where they're not making much progress. And I think that the reason that people do this is they may want to please people. Maybe they're people pleasers. And so in listening to what other people say and being influenced by what other people say, that actually holds them back. But I think there may be another reason or two that this is happening. And one is that maybe they've had this dream for so long and it never has happened that they don't believe that it's possible, right? They lack the confidence that it's possible for them to do. Or they might not even feel like they deserve to live in a foreign country. They might think, who am I to do this thing when there are people who are starving in the world? Right? Who am I to live this nice kind of lifestyle in this country I've been dreaming of when there are people who are struggling to survive, right? So that is one of the things that holds people back. About people who have made a move abroad, do not let naysayers hold them back. They recognize naysayers. They don't share their dreams with these people who they know are going to should on their dreams. And if they hear something, on social media or on YouTube, they don't necessarily take that on and start to believe that or make that an obstacle for them in moving to this foreign country. So they are their own person. They recognize what is important to them and they let the noise fall away. The second thing that holds people back from making a move abroad or reaching any big dream is that they don't dare to go for the dream that they want. They are fearful of, if they talk about what it is they truly want, if they think about what they truly want, that there is a chance that they might fail. And so instead of going directly for the thing that they want, say it's moving to France, they might say, well, I could move to France, or I could move to Canada, or I could move to Spain. And they are indecisive in where they want to go because they are afraid that if they said, oh yeah, I really want to go to France, that maybe that might not happen. The fear of failure holds them back. And so they craft, or in their minds think about, well, here's my plan B, here's my plan C, here's my plan D, here's my plan E. But they haven't even explored plan A because they're afraid that if they do get their hopes up, their hopes might be dashed because, well, maybe it won't be possible. But people who move abroad and are successful and are happy where they are have decided on the place that is right for them. And they take steps to realize that. They don't put limitations on what they think is possible. And they may have struggled with that self-doubt for a while, but they have gotten unstuck in that area because they recognize that life is short and they don't want to have regrets about not doing this thing that they've wanted to do for a while. They have gotten sick and tired of being sick and tired. And so instead of staying where they are, they just say, okay, the pain of staying in the same place and doing the same thing is far worse than the pain of my trying this new thing and failing at this new thing. So I'm going for it. And so that is a quality of somebody who moves abroad confidently and sustainably because they recognize what's at risk, right? Regret and the pain of the comfort zone. All right. So that's number 2. Number 3 is people who are successful in making a move abroad or reaching their goals. They ask for help. And when they ask for help, they actually take it. Now, that means if they sign up for a program, they show up for the lessons, they take the lessons, they are consistent in coming, and they are absorbing and learning the things they need to step into their new life in their new country, or to step into the goal that they're going for. But people who struggle to make a move abroad either don't ask for help, and so they are left to figure things out all on their own, or if they ask for help, they don't show up, even if the help that they've asked for costs them a lot of money. Or they show up, but they are not consistent in showing up. Or maybe they show up for parts, but they don't take part in other parts of the help that is being offered. And so in that way, they are only getting some of the help, and it's not on a consistent basis. So it's not building or feeding their mindset or giving them the skills or knowledge that they will need in order to be successful in reaching their goal. So that is a huge difference between people who are successful in reaching their goals and those who are not. They ask for help and they take the help. They show up, they're consistent, they do the work. People who are successful in making a move abroad have beliefs that support their move abroad. Whether they be beliefs in abundance of money, abundance of time, abundance of energy, whether they believe that they'll be able to find a job, whether they believe that they are capable. All of these beliefs help to support them as they move forward toward their goal of living abroad. And then once they're there, those goals support them to get situated, acclimated, and all of that. But people who struggle to move abroad have beliefs that are counter to their having success in reaching their goals. Perhaps they believe that finding a job overseas is nearly impossible, or that finding a work from anywhere job is nearly impossible, or I don't have the skills that employers overseas will want. And in that way, they start to create these self-fulfilling prophecies. Now, I've never found a job abroad, and so I can't speak to how you go about doing that. But I do know if you believe that something is impossible, that is really self-sabotaging, because then you're going to do the minimum in looking for that job. Because, well, why look for a job if you don't even think it's possible, right? And I think it goes the same, their beliefs around money or finances or whatever the beliefs are, whatever the blocks are also equally negative and uninspiring, disempowering. So people who struggle to move abroad have a belief system that doesn't support their moving abroad. And number 5 is a really big one. And I've seen this quite a bit. People who struggle to make a move abroad tend to be overthinkers. That is, that they have to have everything figured out in their minds before they take the first step. And so they're thinking about it and they're ruminating about it and they're going around and around in their minds with the information they had, and they're researching and they're not taking steps to move forward. And the problem with that is that when you are in a particular place and haven't taken a step forward, you have a certain vantage point, and certain people are in your realm, and certain ideas are in your realm. And so you're kind of stuck swirling about with the same information that you have. But when you take a step forward and you take an action toward your goal, then you're in a different place. And you may be among different people who might be able to help you. You might get inspiration or ideas on how you could make something happen toward reaching your goal. But when you're staying put, you don't have the benefit of that. So people who are successful in moving abroad, they can plan and they can research, but they have the ability to then take action on what they've learned, even if they don't know what the next 20 steps are. Even if they don't really know how something might be possible, they just take the next step that they know they need to take. And in that way, the universe conspires for their good, and people show up that will help them. Ideas come their way. And little by little, it gets easier and easier for them to move toward their goal because they have taken steps forward. They have gotten to different vantage points, and that they have stepped out on faith. So those are 5 qualities or characteristics or things that people who are successful in making a move abroad or reaching any big goal do, and the qualities that make people struggle in reaching their goals or to make a move abroad. And I know it's not easy to figure things out on your own or to make a big change in your life on your own. But if you are looking to make a move abroad, I do help single women who are ready to take the next step. And I would love to have a conversation to see where you are, where you might be stuck, and if our working together could help you get there sooner and with more ease. If that sounds like you, then check out the link in the description where you can find my calendar and schedule a time for us to talk. And I look forward to that. Now, hopefully this video has been interesting, has helped you see what might be holding you back. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, share it with friends. Be sure to subscribe, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.